Hi all, and you're very welcome to this course director's welcome session for students on LM091, the Bachelor of Education in Languages. My name is Jennifer Hennessy, and I'm the course director for the programme. So I'm hopefully going to get to know all of you over the coming 4 years, and I'll be working with you closely across the next 4 years. In today's session, what I want to do is I want to give you a broad overview of the programme, maybe begin to discuss some of the elements you might expect in this coming semester, and I want to introduce you to some of the module leaders that you'll be working with this semester as well. Before I do that, I want to say a huge congratulations to you and well done. You've completed your Leaving Cert in a time of unprecedented uncertainty, and it's been quite a stressful period for a lot of people too. You've secured your course and you're here and you're beginning on your LM091 course. So I want to say a huge congratulations to you, and you're very, very welcome to the University of Limerick. I know that you're really going to enjoy your time here. That's me. I'm Dr. Jennifer Hennessy. I'm based in the School of Education in the University of Limerick, and my email address is there. As I've said to you, I'm the course director for your programme, so I will be working with you across the next 4 years. If you've got any queries or concerns that are broader than those that your module leaders would engage with, then you can direct those to me, and I'll do my very best to work with you and to answer any queries that you might have across the next 4 years. So hopefully I'll become a very familiar face to you and you to me as well. I want to now introduce you to some of the module leaders that you'll meet this coming semester. You'll meet a range of module leaders over the next 4 years, but for this coming semester, let's look at who you're going to meet. So all of you that are on this programme will sit a number of education modules. And the education module that's housed in semester 1 is entitled Contemporary Understandings and Thinking on Education. And in this module, you begin to look at some of the key conversations surrounding education, what education looks like, what it aims to achieve, what it entails, and what all of that means for you as a prospective and pre-service teacher. And leading that module this semester is Dr. Timothy Murphy. Tim is in the School of Education, so you'll get to know him, all of you will get to know him this semester. The module code you may need is EN4041. The first 2 letters, EN, signify that it's an education module. Thereafter, you'll be breaking up into different strands depending on the subjects that you're studying. So I want to give you an overview of the module leaders for semester 1 in some of the different language strands. For those of you working French and studying French, you'll be meeting Florence and Michael. They're both lecturers in the French department. Florence leads the French Literature and Culture module, and Michael leads the French Language, Culture and Society module. For those of you studying German, you'll meet Natasha and Jean. And Natasha and Jean work across the language and literature modules for German, and they're both housed within AHSS. For those of you studying Spanish, you're going to meet Marta, Cinta, and Teresa. They'll be working with you in terms of your Spanish language, culture, society, and literature modules. And for those of you that will be studying Japanese as one of your languages, you'll be working with Barbara, and Barbara leads all of the Japanese modules, so you'll be getting to know Barbara well. And the last stream then is Irish, and the 2 module leaders for Irish this semester are Sheila and Sorka. So you'll get to know them in terms of developing your understanding of Irish pedagogy, Irish language, Irish culture, and Irish literature. Taking a broader overview of the programme then. As you know, the purpose of the programme and the aim of the programme is to facilitate the development of students, you more specifically, to become teachers who are qualified to teach 2 foreign languages competently and competently through these target languages. So the languages that are available to you, as you will know, are German, Spanish, Japanese, French, and Irish. And shortly, you'll be asked to list which of these 2 subjects you intend to pursue as part of LM091. You'll know as well that German, Spanish, and Japanese are offered at both beginners and advanced level, whereas Irish and French are only offered at advanced level. And you'll remember as well from your application that you may study 2 advanced modules or 2 languages at advanced level or at beginner and advanced level, but you can't take 2 languages at beginner's level. And the language that you choose, or languages that you choose at advanced level, is the one that you will have gotten the H3 in the Leaving Certificate for. We look at what it means to be a successful teacher across the 4 years of your study. And I want to begin that conversation with you now. Essentially, we promote teaching as being evidence-based and rooted in research. And we promote the idea of teacher as agent, somebody that's leading change, that's looking at curriculum, that's developing new approaches to teaching, that's looking at the curriculum and looking at ways of best engaging their students and best meeting the individual needs of their students. We're developing teachers who understand the context that they're working within and understand how to negotiate within that context in order to achieve the best outcomes for their students. Teachers who are leading the way, who are thoughtful, who are critical, who are inquirers, teachers who are change agents. And that ideology is embedded within all of the modules that you will study over the next 4 years. And it will hopefully shape and craft who you become as a teacher at this early stage of your career development. As I've mentioned to you, your modules comprise of a number of different areas. So your program is comprised of 4 key areas. You will all engage in education and professional studies modules, your education modules. In those modules, we'll look at what it means to be a teacher. We'll look at curriculum and how curriculum is developed and the implications of this for you as a teacher. We'll look at the idea of teacher as a professional. Some of your education modules are specifically designed to support your planning and preparation for teaching practice, or we term it school placement. You'll also engage in your language modules for your 2 different languages. You'll be looking at language and literature in those 2 different language modules. And you'll have associated language pedagogy modules where you look specifically at the teaching of those languages. And the final aspect of your program is your school placement. And your school placement is embedded in 2 semesters of your study. It's where you will engage in an immersive experience out in a post-primary school, learning to engage with those teaching methodologies that we discuss in your education and language modules. I want to draw your attention also to the supports available to you on the UL website. We're working in quite unusual times, and even doing this orientation lecture online rather than face-to-face is a marked departure from previous years. So we have a lot of supports in place for you for the coming semester as we operate in a blended model. I want to draw your attention to the COVID-19 tab on the University of Limerick website. You'll find all of the most up-to-date information with respect to how UL is engaging with the changing parameters according to the COVID-19 guidelines. Everything you need to know with respect to how UL is responding to the COVID-19 guidelines is under that tab. So please just dip in and dip out of it and familiarize yourself with the content of it. Additionally, I'd encourage you to look at the tab New Undergraduate Students on the University of Limerick site. Amongst other things there, you'll find your timetable in due course, but you'll also find some information to support you before you arrive on campus. Your orientation information will be housed there, and your registration information. Information about student fees is there, and also some information about where to seek specific student supports. There will be links to individual supports within that site. So please, again, take a little bit of time this week to peruse that site and to become familiar with the contents of that site. Once you get your timetable, it'll look something like this. Of course, we're working with a blended model this semester, so it'll be a little bit different to previous semesters. So please familiarise yourself with when you need to be on campus, if that's possible for you, and also which are the weeks that are working remotely. It's also quite important to know and to be aware of which lectures will be delivered synchronously and which are being delivered asynchronously across the individual modules that you will study. So just to take a closer look at the breakdown of that module timetable and to begin to explain it a little bit to you. Of course, you've got the day, you've got the time. And if you look at that first code there, that indicates the module of study. So this is from a Bachelor of Education in Materials and Architectural Technology student. So their modules begins with PN. But if you remember, I said all of the education modules start with EN. So you may have EN 4012 there. The specific example there shows the location as well. So SR is the Schrodinger building, and I'll give you a list of all the different abbreviations for the different buildings around UL as well. And the numbers at the bottom then are the weeks starting and the weeks ending. So that particular module is running from weeks 2 to weeks 10. There's a break for week 11, and it's running again weeks 12 and 13. And that particular student on that example is in lab group 2A, and you can see that on the second line. The module leader is listed as well, so you'll be able to see who your module leaders are on your timetable. And here's a list of the timetable and building codes. So you'll begin to become familiar with the different building names. We have the Schumann, the Chemie, the Computer Science building. The Glucksmann is the library. The Foundation building you might know as the Concert Hall. We have a beautiful engineering research building, and our languages building that you may spend a good bit of time with is over in the Millstream area. That's right beside the Living Bridge. So you'll be operating in a really beautiful part of the campus. For the languages building, the codes are LCB. That's the languages building, and the B indicates the basement floor. L is the ground floor, LC1 is the first floor, and LC2 is the second floor. And most of the building codes follow that approach in terms of the numbering. So if you look at the Schrodinger building as well, SR1 is the first floor, SR2 is the second floor, and SR3 is the third floor. The main building is quite a big building, and it'll probably take you a little bit of time to work out negotiating that area. So the blocks, there are different blocks and there are different levels. My office is housed in CM, so it's block C, and it's the middle floor, M floor. And then each room will have an individual door number. So my office, for example, is CM055. Some of you may be familiar with the campus. For those weeks when you will be on campus with us, I'd really encourage you to take time to walk around, get to know the campus, and begin to enjoy the lovely environment that you're going to spend your next 4 years in. It really is a beautiful campus, and I've been here quite a while now, and I don't tire of it. Take time to walk across the Living Bridge. It's really beautiful, and hopefully the day you do, it'll be nice and bright and sunny, and you can take time to maybe even sit down there and have some lunch. You can take a walk by the river, it's gorgeous, and take a walk in front of the White House as well. There are lots of beautiful green spots dotted right across the campus, and our buildings are beautiful as well. So I'm very excited for you at the start of this journey to come to know the University of Limerick and all the facilities that it has. I'm looking at the map there and I'm thinking about the pitches down by the East Gate. They're beautiful for a walk in around the afternoon, around the evening time. And the campus is vibrant and full of life. So when it is your on-campus week this coming semester, make the most of it and begin to understand and begin to become familiar with your surroundings in UL. We have a lot of supports available to you for academic, financial, personal, social, and medical issues. Please don't be hesitant about seeking out support where you need it, and even seeking direction on what supports are available. Please know that they are there for you. You can access them on the UL website, and I'll show you some of the links, or you can contact either myself or any of your module leaders. We're here for you to support you over the coming years. So please do get in contact if you have any problems that we may be able to work with you on. The Student Affairs Division is it provides a comprehensive range of administrative and support services to you as a student. They have a very, very good webpage on the UL site. So jump into that. It deals with a lot of the queries that you may have in terms of the admin side of things, which you're dealing with now as an incoming student. And there are additional supports that are available to you, and they're outlined on the UL website as well. For example, we have a first year support coordinator, and her details are listed there for you, Deirdre Murphy. And she is excellent in terms of answering any kind of incoming or entry level queries that students have. You'll each be allocated an individual academic advisor who will be your advisor for the 4 years of your study. They'll be outside of your program of study, so they won't be teaching any of your modules, and they're there to act as an independent advisor to you if you have any questions or queries, perhaps about your progress through your modules in terms of how you're doing and what that looks like on your module transcript. They're there to help you. From an academic perspective, there's loads of supports there. We have a specific first year support librarian who is excellent. We have a number of learning centres that are excellent supports as well. We have a maths learning centre, a science learning centre. There's a regional writing centre in the university that provide excellent support to students in terms of developing their academic writing skills. And they host a number of workshops throughout the semester. We have an ICT learning centre as well. That's just to list a few. If you have financial issues, the Student Fees Office is there to help. And of course, you've got Student Life, your Students' Union. The Vice President of Welfare for the Students' Union will be there to support you or to answer any queries you have with respect to finance. And then with respect to personal or social issues, we have a wide range of supports as well for you. There's a student counselling service available to you as a student of UL. We additionally have a chaplaincy service. There's an excellent student health centre on campus, and our first year support coordinator also supports with respect to personal or social issues. And don't forget, I'm here as well. I'm here to help. Just to give you a very quick overview of the grading system that we have in place in UL, we use a system called QCA to progress students from one year to the next. And your QCA is essentially a cumulative score based on the grades that you've achieved across your modules in each individual semester. And that's the breakdown of your QCA. So for example, if you've got a QCA of 2.4, it's equating to a C2. What's important to note for you perhaps at this moment in time is that a cumulative QCA of 2 with no deficient grades is the minimum standard for progression to the next year of your course. So you need to be achieving a QCA of 2 or above in order to progress to the next year of your course. Students who don't achieve the minimum QCA at the end of the year will be recommended to go to a relevant exam board. You may need to repeat the year, perhaps a semester, and you can repeat a maximum of 2 modules in any one semester on a link-in basis, or perhaps enrollment will be terminated. And there are a number of costs as well to repeating modules. I'll jump through those because I don't want to put too much emphasis on them. But what I would put major emphasis on this part is your part in taking part, in applying yourself. I understand that we're working in really unusual circumstances for us all at this moment in time, but I would encourage you to begin to take ownership of this experience for you. We're working in a blended model. So we'll hopefully see you face to face, and we'll be doing a lot of online work together this semester as well. It's often easy to structure the face-to-face times and the contact times that we have on our programs, and it may be a little bit more onerous structuring your online time. So what I would say to you is, if your modules are asynchronous, they're not live, I would encourage you to develop a timetable for yourself for each week. Jot in the times that you're going to engage with the specific lectures. Jot in times that you're going to use to study additional papers that are recommended for you and readings that are recommended for you. Begin to make note of your module assessments and plot those out on your timetable, on your personalized timetable for yourself. So I would really encourage you to take a structured approach to your off-campus time, just as much as you would for your on-campus time for this semester, in order to support yourself engage in a really engaged manner. Our semester timeline looks a little bit different this semester as well. We don't have an orientation week. Our orientation is happening through sessions like this online, and you're in week 1 of your study. So it's a little bit different to previous years. And our study week and exam weeks are different as well. So please be aware of the structure of the weeks that are outlined for this coming semester. All of that is available for you on the UL website. And we also run a first 7 weeks program in the university here specifically for first year students. So these are running for you. These are a range of supports and workshops to help you settle in, to begin to know the university a little bit better, and to begin to feel part of the wonderful community that we have here in UL. So in week 1, the focus is on welcoming, settling you in, and helping you find your way around. And there'll be sessions to support that. In week 2, there'll be a focus from the Centre of Teaching and Learning on study skills and time management, helping you to begin to understand how to engage with your academic studies. In week 3, we'll be encouraging you to meet your academic advisor. That's that person that I told you is there to support you across your 4 years of the programme in terms of any queries that you might have from an academic perspective. And you can see on and through weeks 4, 5, 6, and 7, we have a different lens or focus for each of those weeks, all of which are centred on welcoming you to the campus in UL and making sure that you feel part of our community here. So that's by way of a brief introductory session. I want to thank you for your time. I'm really looking forward to getting to know you over the coming weeks, months, and years. And don't hesitate to get in touch if there's anything that I can help you with.